Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you how my team performed in Gaming 13 of Fantasy Premier League, and also I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 14, so let's just get into it. Okay guys, now before showing you my team for Gaming 14, I want to discuss a little bit about how my Gaming 13 went, and as you can see from the screen, I've got 54 points in Gaming 13. I've got a huge green arrow from 530k to 316k, so yeah, I'm really happy about that. But although I got a big green arrow, I can't really fully celebrate. I can't really be so happy about it because as you can see from the screen, if you watch my content in Gaming 13, I used my triple captaincy chip on Erling Haaland and it was a total failure. As you can see from the screen, he blanked, he got just 2 points. So yeah, it doesn't feel great. I just feel like I burned pretty much the triple captaincy chip, but I feel also a little bit unlucky on that. Again, would I go all over again to triple captain Erling Haaland against Leeds at home? Yeah, for sure, probably. I don't think that it was such a bad decision compared to how the outcome was. Now, obviously, again, I don't think that Erling Haaland deserved any points from that game. He was in great form this season. He was scoring goals for fun, but the only gaming I decided to use my triple captaincy on him, he got just one shot, I think, on target in the 85 86 minutes, something like that. Manchester City scored 3 goals. He wasn't involved if any of them. It just didn't feel like the performance for Erling Haaland. Obviously 2-3 defenders from Leeds were all over him all the game, so yeah, I feel a little bit unlucky. In other day Erling Haaland could have got something. I think that the decision was still okay to use the triple captaincy on him, but the outcome was terrible. So yeah, I'm going to be honest here. It is what it is. 54 points. Really happy with the huge green arrow. Obviously, this was a week where a lot of people used their triple captaincy. A lot of other people used their free. So congrats in the first place to anyone who used their free, because probably you're looking at a really nice score at the moment. If I would been using my free this gaming, probably I would have gotten 74 points, something like that. Now let's talk also a little bit about the triple captaincy, because for an example, if Haaland only gets a return, if let's say Haaland ends up on 6 points, that would be plus 12 for me, so that would be 66, almost the same score for any free team. So again, I think that the decision was correct, but again, the outcome was really bad. Now talking about also other people who use their free, it wasn't such a bad terrible gaming for me, because obviously players like Virgil van Dijk, Bruno Fernandes, Mateta, who a lot of people probably didn't go on their free, scored really good points. Bruno Fernandes with 2 assists with 3 bonus points, so 11 in total. Liverpool finally kept the clean sheet, so Van Dijk ends up on 6 points, and Mateta also scored against Manchester United, so it wasn't such a horrible gaming. Now obviously I still have Thiago in my team, but everyone on free obviously had him also, so yeah, really happy with Thiago. Also 13 points, really happy to have him going forward, considering that also I catch some price rises on him. Other than that, my defense was pretty bad. Munoz just 1 point, Raya 3 points. Senesi got a yellow card, so he's going to be suspended for gaming 14, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with him in a minute. Semenyo, again, a really unlucky pick also for the non-free hitters, because Semenyo should have got a goal and an assist minimum in that game if it wasn't for Ivan Nilsson. So yeah, I feel a little bit unlucky also with Semenyo. This game it could have been okay. I still back my decision to not use the free. Again, we need to see what's going to happen also when I'm going to use the free in gaming 16 to compare if this was the right decision or the bad decision. But again, I just need to sell that a little part of luck it's involved obviously in these decisions. The free it could have gone terribly for those who used it, or it could have been great like it did. Players like Foden, Gakpo scored some goals in the last minutes, and I'm really happy that I advised a lot of people to go for Foden and Gakpo, but it is an element of luck also there, because some people maybe gone for Doku, maybe gone for Soboslai, and the swings were massive for those on free. But yeah, enough with this talk. Overall, really happy, not really happy obviously with the triple captaincy blank, but happy overall with my game week points. Happy that I've got the green arrow, 2 free transfers, 3.1 millions in the bank. So let's see what I'm going to do for game week 14. Alright guys, now let's move to see how my team is currently lining up for game week 14 of Fantasy Premier League. Now what you need to consider is that I have 2 free transfers and 3.1 millions in the bank, and currently this is how my team is looking for game week 14. I'm going to discuss about the transfers I'm planning to do after. We're going to talk a little bit about every pick, about how my team is looking in general, and then we're going to discuss what we're going to do with these players, Tennessee, Ryan, these players I want to get rid of, and also we're going to discuss about my chip strategy. Now what you need also to consider is that I'm planning to use my free in game week 16, so a lot of my transfers are going to be impacted by that decision. Looking at my defense, taking out of consideration Senesi, who is suspended for game week 14, and probably he's a sell. I'm really happy with Raya in goal against Brentford at home, Virgil van Dijk against Sunderland at home, and Munoz against Burnley. With Munoz, again, we're going to have a midweek gaming, so we could see some rotation from some teams. Again, I don't necessarily think that Munoz is going to be the one rested, but if Crystal Palace, for example, want to rest Munoz, yeah, this is the perfect gaming to do it against Burnley away, right? But Munoz is pretty much a fitness monster, so I expect him to start. Really happy to have Van Dijk. No emotions there with him for a start. And my other defenders are Alderete against Liverpool away and Rodon against Chelsea at home. So in an ideal situation, I would not want to play any of them. So probably Senesi is going to go. We're going to discuss about my transfer plans in a minute. Looking at my midfield, pretty happy with it. Again, Semenyo and Jae, these picks pretty much let me down in the last 2-3 gamings, I would say. But again, Njae, he's a player on penalties. He's playing against Bournemouth away. He's playing against Nottingham Forest. The next 2 fixtures are decent. Looking also at Everton, last night they lost to Newcastle 4-1. That just makes me want to keep Semenyo for one more gaming against Everton at home. At some point, I think that I'm going to need to sell Semenyo, but I just don't think that it is worth it to sell it right now, because we're going to take a look also at some other midfielders, but there aren't really a lot of other midfielders who I think are much better than Semenyo, who are worth a transfer. With Bruno Fernandes, really happy with him. He's going to play against West Ham at home. The next 2 fixtures are amazing for Manchester United, for Bruno Fernandes. He could be also a captaincy option. I just don't think that I'm going to go there. I just think that I don't trust Bruno Fernandes and Manchester United enough. They lost 0-1 against Everton when Everton played with 10 men, and they just won yesterday against Crystal Palace 2-1. So they are a really unpredictable team at the moment. Bruno Fernandes is good for assist threat, for bonus threat. He's decent for defensive contributions. He got 11 defensive contributions, I think, in the last 2-3 gaming, so a little bit unlucky there. But I'm just not sure. He's also on penalties, but I'm just not sure I trust him fully with the captaincy. So at the moment, my captain is Erling Haaland, but I think that he's also a decent captaincy option. And Minte, again, no plans to sell Minte at all. I think that he's great. He blanked in the last gaming, but he's not going to score 20 points every gaming, I think. And yeah, talking about my attacking part, Haaland probably is going to be my captain. Again, no plans to sell him at the moment. Mateta, I'm just going to keep. A lot of people probably are going to be worried about Mateta benching, but honestly, because Ismail Assar went also injured in that game against Man United, and probably Sarr is going to miss some games, I just think that that just helps Mateta's minutes. Again, could Mateta be benched against Burnley? Yeah, of course, but are they going to play with Pino and Ketia? Divini, again, I just think that with Sar out, they are going to get Mateta some minutes. Anyway, it's a fixture against Burnley, so I'm just going to keep Mateta. Hopefully, he's going to play. He scored for me against Man United. He's still on penalties, so yeah, no need to transfer out Mateta. And the same goes for Thiago. I bought him before this fixture against Burnley. Really happy I did that. Now I got some price rises on him at least. The next 2 fixtures are not great. Arsenal away, Tottenham away, and then Leeds. So a lot of people are going to buy Thiago probably from game week 16, from game week 15 onwards. Spurs, Leeds, Wolverhampton, Bournemouth, Spurs again, and Everton. The fixtures are just great, and yeah, probably he's the best. Um striker in that price bracket in the game, and Brentford are just getting penalties every gaming. So that it's really fun. It's really fun to have Thiago. I'm going to be honest with you. Now again, this fixture against Arsenal, I don't really want to play Thiago honestly, but if I have to, if I'm going to be forced to play him, it's not going to be the end of the world. Now talking about the problems in my team, I have two free transfers, 3 millions in the bank. Senesi was a player I also wanted to sell probably in Game Week 15 against Chelsea. Now that he's suspended against Everton at home, that just makes things easier for me. I think the only good fixture is in Game Week 17 against Burnley, but I just don't think that it's worth keeping him on my bench. After that, Man United, Chelsea, Brentford, Chelsea, Arsenal in Game Week 20. The fixtures are just not great for Senesi, so probably I'm going to sell. Now the tough part is that who I'm going to buy, because the most logical thing for me to do was probably to buy Timber last night before he rised in price. So I didn't make any transfers last night because I just wasn't sure about Timber. Again, with someone like Timber, I could just buy him and have double Arsenal defense. It's not a problem. Probably this is the most logical thing to do. But I'm just not. The thing is, obviously, I'm not sure about him starting midweek. Also, Gabriel is out. Saliba maybe is going to be out. With Calafiori, probably it was just tactical because he got a yellow card. He was subbed off last night in the first half. So I think that probably Timber is going to start. I'm not 100% sure. And again, he's also really expensive, but probably it makes a lot of sense to just buy him. I didn't do that transfer because I wanted to see if we get any more news about someone like Saliba. I would be tempted to buy Saliba instead of Timber, honestly, if he was fit, but he's not fit at the moment. So, and also I'm tempted to just not go with the second Arsenal defender until game week 17, let's say. So Brentford at home, it's a nice fixture. Aston Villa away, yeah, I don't mind if I'm not going to have any Arsenal defenders in that fixture. And in game week 16, I'm going to use my free. So against Wolverhampton at home, I'm going to have three players from Arsenal anyway. And after that, I'm going to have five free transfers, and then I can just buy them from game week 17. So this is also a strategy, and at the moment, probably I'm leaning to do that. Now, the only problem would be if someone like Timber is just going to rise and rise in price, and then I'm just not going to be able to afford it. But yeah, if we look at other defenders, I'm not going to buy Konate. O'Reilly probably should have bought him last game week against Leeds. Didn't go through with that transfer. Fulham away, Sunderland at home is the same thing. Midweek for Manchester City against Fulham away. Could he be rotated? Yeah. The thing with O'Reilly is he works really nice with a free in gaming 16 still. I'm going to have him for Sunderland at home. I could ship him out on my free against Crystal Palace away, and I'm going to have him again against West Ham at home. Also, Enuri is going to go to the AFCON, so his minutes should be probably a little bit better after that. So he's also a player I'm thinking about. Tiao or Chow, I don't want to transfer him in this game because he's playing against Spurs. And also he doesn't work well with my free in 16, Sunderland away. Then Calafiori, Hincapie, not really interested. Another thing I thought about was to just buy another Crystal Palace defender because they are playing against Burnley, but I'm not sure if I want to be stuck with double Crystal Palace defense for the long run. It works well again with the freight in 16. I'm going to have Lacroix for Burnley, Fulham, Leeds, Spurs, Fulham. So the fixtures are decent. Honestly, I could just go away with this plan and maybe sell Lacroix or even sell Munoz in Game Week 17, something like that. So this is also a possibility. Other than that, another player I thought was is Van de Ven. No, sorry, not Van de Ven, Van Heck. The only problem is he's playing against Aston Villa at home, which is not a terrible fixture. Brighton, I really was impressed by Brighton defensive wise, honestly, this season. West Ham at home in 15. I ship him out in game week 16 and have him for the next fixtures, which are Sunderland, West Ham, and Burnley. Really good fixtures for Brighton. So Van Heck is also an option. I think that he's the best defender to own, probably at 4.4 millions. Other than that, yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't want to go for a Man United defender. I don't want to go for a Chelsea defender, probably. Another option would be to go for a Nottingham Forest defender. The fixtures for the next two are decent. Wolverhampton, Everton. and I can ship him out in game week 16. But then it's Fulham, Man City, Everton, Aston Villa. The fixtures are just not amazing long term, and also someone like Nico Williams is also on 4 yellow cards, and he's going to miss if he's going to get another one. Now, real short, I want to talk also if I'm going to go for Timber. He rises in price, but it is what it is. If I'm still going to want to go for Timber, yeah, I didn't transfer him last night, which maybe was a mistake, but I wasn't just sure which way I'm going to go. Uh, what I can do also, my plan is to sell Reinders, and let's take a look at some midfielders, right? I can buy for that price. I'm just going to say to you, probably if I'm going to sell Reinders, my favorite midfielder to go is Anderson from Nottingham Forest. He's really good for defensive contributions. He's on some set pieces. He could be on penalties when some players are not on the pitch. So I just think that he's a great option. Honestly, at that price, 5.3 million, definitely a much better pick than Reinders. And I could just play him this gaming instead of Thiago, which that's why also I really like this transfer. Other than that, I'm not going to buy Kudus, I'm not going to go to buy Barnes. Uh, yeah, I have Minte already. Dewsbury Hall, again, he could be a nice option at that price, but I just prefer to have someone like Anderson. I think that he could get you more points. So yeah, other than that, I could go for someone like Potts to just save the cash, but this doesn't really help me a lot this gaming. So my most probable move is going to be Reinders to Henderson. If I'm going to do these moves, it's going to be like this. So Thiago is going to be on the bench, and I'm going to play Anderson. Now, again, if we refresh again this side, another thing I'm thinking and why I didn't make any early transfers last night is I need to decide if I want to go for Bukayo Saka, which is another possibility for me. So in order to go for Bukayo Saka, let's say Reinders to Saka, I will need to find out 1.7 million. So I will need to sell someone like Njae or Semenyo. And if I'm going to sell Njae, the only way is to go for pots. So I can do that, Njae and Njae to Bukayo Saka and Reinders to pots. That would free up some cash, and then I would be able to buy Bukayo Saka. But again, it doesn't feel great because Senesi got suspended. If Senesi was able to play this game, probably I would just bought Bukayo Saka. But right now, I don't really feel so good about playing Rodon against Chelsea at home or Alderete against Liverpool away. So again, I really need to decide. I really need to decide what I'm going to do with these transfers. Obviously, I need to make a plan to see because I'm going to be able to buy Bukayo Saka in the future. Again, I just need to see if I'm going to buy him before gaming 16, before I'm going to use my free, or after that, because after in gaming 17 I can easily buy Bukayo Saka, right, with 5 free transfers. So yeah, if I'm going to go for Timber and Anderson, then I'm not going to be able to afford Bukayo Saka. But for an example, if I'm going to go for Van Heck um, and Reinders to, let's say, Anderson, and then I'm just going to play Anderson against Aston Villa at home, which is not a terrible fixture by any means. In gaming 15, I will have the money to go from Semenyo, who's going to play against Chelsea, to Bukayo Saka, and also I'm going to have still 1.1 millions in the bank. So again, this is another possibility. So this would be my team for gaming 15, and after that I'm just going to use my free here in gaming 16. Now if you look at my team, Minte, Van Heck against Liverpool away, Njae against Chelsea, Mateta, Munoz against Manchester City, Virgil van Dijk against Brighton, Alderete against Newcastle, Haaland against Crystal Palace away, Bruno against Bournemouth, Anderson against Spurs. Again, the only players probably who are really good for my team, honestly, in this gaming are Raya, Saka, and Thiago. So again, this is why I wanted to not use the free in gaming 13 and just use it in gaming 16. I think that in gaming 16, my team looks really much worse than my team was in gaming 13. So let's see what's going to happen till that. And again, maybe probably didn't I didn't help you that much because I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. But my most probable moves are I'm going to sell Senesi. Let's be honest, I'm going to sell him to one of Timber, Van Heck, or Lacroix probably. So I need to decide which way I'm going to go. And Reinders, I'm really pretty sure I'm going to sell him to someone like Anderson to just play Anderson instead of Thiago against Arsenal. So yeah, this is my plan at the moment. Tomorrow I'm going to wait to see you on my deadline stream for Game Week 14, and then you're going to see exactly my moves. Thanks a lot for watching this video this long. It really means a lot. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.